Hi friends, welcome to another video of Property Expert Academy. Thank you for watching and loving our channel and liking our other videos. So in the past few weeks, you may have been watching our other videos on how to buy properties, the useful tips and everything else. Uh, well, in case if you have missed any of those, then please find them on our channel and then you can watch them in a sequence or whichever way you prefer. And also please, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, do subscribe to this channel so you can keep watching our upcoming video and do not miss out on anything. So in the property now, so you have seen like a lot of people have made money either from property, or people who have made money elsewhere has finally invested their money in property, because property is the one of the safest place where one can invest, and that's why it's called real estate, which you can really feel and touch it right now. So what we're going to discuss today is the important thing. What are the things that people mistake, the investors do mistake in property investment, and that is why they either feel distracted, or they not make as much money as they could made from the property. Now this mistakes has cost fortunes to a lot of people. Like I've seen people who have big property portfolio and they have gone bankrupt. So this is very important, friends. Once you have the right strategies, and once you know what to do and what not to do, is very important as well. So today we are going to discuss what not to do. So let's begin. So the mistake that basically there was in fact hundreds of mistakes that I could probably discuss here. But don't worry, friends. I'm not going to really bore you with all those list of 100 mistakes. I've taken the most common mistakes that most of the people make, and they are: number one, they do not have a business plan. If people do mistake that they don't really make a business plan when they do a property investment, this is also like a kind of business, and for every business it's always suggested that you should have a business plan. Same way for your property investment, you should have a clear goal, written down business plan, and understand what exactly you want from property. The people who fail, they either do not have a business plan or not knowing exactly your objective, what you want really property to do for you, right? And that's one of the very commonly mistake that people do. They start just investing, or they don't have really clear idea. Without a plan is like you are running a or driving a car without a navigation. And like when you drive without a navigation, you don't have a clear roadmap. It first of all going to take you long to reach your destination. Secondly, it could be possible that you will never reach to your destination. So or do not make this mistake, that when you do a property investment, have a proper clear business plan, know your property investment objective, why you're doing this property investment, right? Now the second one is, do not wait for the perfect time or perfect property. Many times people just simply keep thinking, oh yes, property investment I'm going to do, but then now I'm still looking for the right property, or probably this is not the right time, or maybe I'll do it next time, next month, next year. And you won't believe, I've seen some people keep telling me many times that I've got this £100,000 to invest, but then still I meet them 6 months later, 9 months later, 1 year later, 2 year later, and still that money is lying in the bank account. They've not taken any steps. So that's one of the biggest, mistake, that not to even start investing in property is the one of the biggest mistake many people do. So please do start. Don't wait for a perfect time or perfect property. They say normally, even if you start with something is better than nothing. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, let me go back. Sorry. So don't wait for the perfect time and perfect property. And third is, do not become motivational buyer as well at the same time. So let's say if you have lots of money, and don't just even buy anything or invest anywhere. Like one side, we are not saying that you procrastinate or do not just wait for the perfect time, perfect property, but at the same time, do not just go ahead and buy anything if you have lots of money. So try to use your own skill set and see what I'm buying, whether I'm buying it with those skill set that you've learned with us, or like of course we do run like regular workshops as well. You can learn from us. Once you've learned exactly how to identify a property, how to do due diligence and everything, then you buy properly. Not just any property. Don't even become too much emotionally connected there, or do not go into you know any such of emotional carried away and then just keep buying anything that you find. Yeah. Fourth, letting do not let your emotion overrule your investor mindset. So like this is very common mistakes I've seen people have done. They invest in property. Of course, the main goal to invest in property for property investor is to make the money out of property. Look at the numbers, your return on investment, and what exactly you want that property to do for you. And if you really look, I mean, many times it's not the property that you're buying, you're going to live there, right? So think from an investment mindset. Do not let your emotion to overrule your investment decisions. So this is very important thing that one should not make this mistake. And the next one is seems like obvious, but then of course this is a lot of people have lost a lot of money by not doing sufficient due diligence. And if you're not doing your due diligence properly, you may end up buying something and then you will realize a huge bill will come afterward, or it may cause you a lot of problems, uh, money wise, and as well as you will end up wasting your time if you are buying something where you've not really done your homework. Especially when people buy properties from auction room, they know that, oh yes, it's very much tempting, that buying property from auction room cheap and all, and then they don't really do proper due diligence. It's so many things that you need to look for. If you're going in auction room, you need to do your homework well in advance. Look at all the legal paperwork, look at everything else. Even if you're buying privately, you should also still look at all those, do the search on the property. Exactly, look, I mean, we have separate videos on how to do due diligence on properties. If you have further queries, please do write in the comment below, and then we'll be happy to share all of the videos. uh, so let's move on to the next one. The mistake that they also make is many people end up paying too much or going into a bidding war. Like bidding war is like where you have one property, 10 people have seen, and then you know estate agent probably will love to do that. Basically, they'll say, oh, you know what, we have another prop buyer ready. He's willing to offer us this. Would you like to offer a little more? And then you offer a little more. They go back to that other person, and then they get little more from them, and then again they come back to you, and then so I mean, do not just pay more than what it is worth. And what it is worth, of course, you would have learned from our previous video how to really look into the uh, property deals. So of course you can use very common things. See what are the rates in that area, and what type of property that you're buying, whether it fits in your numbers, in your uh, spreadsheet, the one which we supplied last time. And if it does, then only buy. Otherwise, don't just keep paying too much on any property. This is the one of the mistake a lot of people have lost money in, unnecessarily from the day one itself. Next one in the list is not getting the right financial advisor. Many times we come across with the property deals, and if we are not getting the right financial advice, we don't really recognize how much we're losing. So for example, number one, you need to have a right mortgage broker. If you have a right mortgage broker, they will be able to suggest, I mean, so it should be the one who is like in property, or who knows the property business well. And so you should be going to the right financial advisor. Find out what is the best mortgage available for the type of property that you're buying, and then how well you can really fit that in your portfolio, and then try to see the best deal that you can get. Otherwise, like even I've seen, just by switching one mortgage from one deal to another deal, people have saved thousands of pounds just by doing one small change in their thing. Other thing is, have a right accountant. Like, so accountant also plays a very vital role here. I mean, if you have a right advisor or accountant who will tell you like how to really design your property portfolio, how to claim various benefit, I mean, tax advantages, how to use your capital allowances, the benefits, how to really mix the things well. Many times you can just make money by changing something on the papers. We have done like something similar where we bought a property from auction room. It was even one of the property from Brixton, like it was unsold lot, and we bought it for just virtual freehold, 80,000 pound, and we managed to get capital allowances for about 54,000 out of that property. So imagine what was left. So and this is a deal. People have not done their homework well, and you can simply just make some changes on the paper and make money. So that's why you need to have the right financial advisor both ways. Good mortgage broker, accountant, or tax planner. Yeah. The next one in the row, underestimating your refurbishment cost. So if you're buying a property to do it up or like refurbish or add value, and you are you know just estimating, so don't just estimate anything that it will cost you this much to fix this property, or get proper you know professionals and get their, I mean, you can even get many times the builders on the property and then just ask them to give an estimate and figure out everything. Make a specification of work, what exactly you like to do with this property, the type of work that you are planning to do. You can list them down, make the specification of works, ask people to quote. You can even run a tendering based on the specifications. We in fact run the whole webinar and the whole workshop or where we teach this more in details, like working out the refurbishment cost or how to really plan a refurbishment project. So but then anyways, the message here is do not underestimate the refurbishment cost. So plan it well, think about it very well, and if you will underestimate, then you know well that you will lose out, and also you won't be able to do your numbers well. So this is also a mistake where people have lost thousands of pounds. Next one, do not try to do everything yourself. This is very common thing, like a lot of property investors I've seen, they make this mistake. They just start buying properties and then they make themselves too busy. Like if you have, let's say, 50, 60 properties, then in a way, if you're not really dealing with them properly, you will have not 50, 60 property. Potentially, you could have 50, 60 headaches, and you don't want really a headache. You want a peace of mind and a passive income from property. So what you need to do is once you reach to the level, you need to have proper letting manager, even not even from the start itself. Like if your goal is not to really get involved in like regularly, you should be always hiring a letting manager. Local letting manager will be able to relet your property, to let your property, manage the property for you, so you don't really get involved into day-to-day maintenance, into day-to-day management. Otherwise probably it will be not easy to maintain everything. And let's say if you really reach to the stage where you have a lot of properties, you can really afford to have a separate letting manager in your in-house, then get one person just to deal with all of those property related issues. So rather than outsourcing, let's say if you're 50, 60 property, it may be well worth even having a in-house letting manager who will deal with that. So that way, rather than, let's say if you have 40, 50 properties, you're not dealing with 40, 50 tenants. You're dealing with one person who is reporting to you and who is liaising with all those 40, 50 tenants. So let's say, for example, on a weekend, nobody is going to bother you. Like, let's say if you don't have that, the person who is in charge of day-to-day management, then the tenant will never even think of it, why there's a weekend, so they should not call you, or they will even call you on your New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, or Easter holiday, or anytime, because they just simply wants the job done. And you don't want that to happen. So if you have, let's say, a middleman or the letting manager, they will report to that person, and that person is the one who will report to you. So you're not really liaising with 40, 50 people. And secondly, when the it's a holiday or the time when you're really out or away from the business, he's not going to really bother you at that day. He will tell you the next day when this is a working day. Yeah. So have somebody. And number 10, investing. When you're investing, think that you're investing for long term. Many times people make this mistake that they don't have any vision. They're not really looking at it as a long term point of view. So have a long term vision. People do not have that vision many times. They just simply buy one or two properties and then don't really see. I mean, so as long as you have a system in place, buy more and more property, as many property as you can buy, as long as your system is there, and you can always refinance, you can always use bank's money to buy the property. So why do even not buying. Of course, this is another biggest problem where people feel they don't want to buy more. But why not? I mean, make money from banks' money. So keep buying more and more, and this is the I mean, so these are like 10 common one which I've found. I mean, I've shortlisted out of 100, but there are plenty of problems that people could have. And of course, as we mentioned, we do run like a live online live webinars and the seminars these days. So we do run like a 3 days live online training program where we go more in details and everything, like various strategies, what to do, how to do. We will practically step by step. We show everything else. So if you are interested joining us, please do contact us, and then we'll be happy to discuss the next opportunities for you. And thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe to get notified about our new videos. And if you like to join our live session, you can email us at info@propertyexpertacademy.com, or simply register yourself for a free uh, at www.propertyexpertacademy.com. You'll find like subscription or like some, you can become like a member or just subscribe to our newsletters and all, so you can get all those updates from us regularly. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.